Hello and welcome to a special episode of Living in Sin. We're out here at Red Rock State Park, west of Las Vegas. And Ariane, what are we doing out here?
So today we're going to do a range test of our new DJI Mavic Air.
That's right.
So
we're going to fly it out here. This Red Rock State Park, you can fly drones out here legally. Anywhere that you fly, you should check and make sure that it's legal to do so. There are aircraft that fly around in this area, so it does have a special designation, but it is legal to fly here. We're actually at the Overlook, and we're going to fly from the Overlook into the park and back, which of course is perfectly legal.
Exactly. Now the goal of this test is to see how far we can get the drone to fly out.
Without me walking out and getting it. So with that said, let's just go ahead and take off. We'll do some flying.
Let's do this.
Go. Okay, and here we go. We're at 75 feet. We're going about 15 miles an hour. I'm not going to use sport mode.
Why not?
Why not? It's a drain on the battery.
Drain on battery, less battery means we have to go pick it up. I agree.
Mm-hmm. And it might help if I start recording here too. There we go. Now we're recording on the DJI, and we're also recording on the phone. On a little bump here, I'm going to bump it up. Okay, we're going to bump it up to 100 feet. So we've got good signal. We've got good GPS. Get up just a little bit more. And we're going just to the left of that little hill. Video seems to be okay. It's a little jittery.
Do you think that's because of the slight wind?
Maybe. I'm gonna turn it left a little bit. Bring it up a little bit more. We're at 75% power. We just crossed 8,000 feet. We're at 163 feet up. We've got our 2.4 gigahertz it's getting a little weaker. Video's starting to get a little shaky. So this is crazy. I'm almost getting up on 12,000 feet. I have reached the road over there.
Oh.
But I've got good signal. Cross the road. So now I'm going to head back. Whoa, 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 whoa. I almost crashed it.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what happened. Start beeping here in 2%. A little under a mile now.
Yep.
That was the 30% warning.
Okay.
$2,500 feet out.
Does it see us?
Almost, I can see the road.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see us. You see it?
No. I don't know where it's coming from.
Right above us.
Oh, I see it. It's right. Oh, wow. It's up there high. So high, I normally hear the blades. Now I hear it.
Just calculating the landing position. And it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna land right here. In a hole.
Nice, congratulations.
Oh my gosh.
You gave me a fright.
Ay, ay, ay. I don't know what happened. It didn't look like it hit anything. Maybe just interference? I don't know. I'm still trying to catch my breath. I can't believe that I almost crashed the drone.
I can't believe you almost crashed the drone. Now, to be fair, this is like your second
or third flight, I think.
Of the
yeah.
drone, with the drone?
Yeah, I mean, I've flown other drones, so I was pretty familiar with the operation, but I've never, ever had a drone do that to me. And I think that after reviewing the footage, I think that you and I, at least, are in agreement that our drone was possibly hacked. And you found some information on that. And
Yes,
what did you find?
So I went online and did some research, and I found that there are a couple of signals, a couple of items that happen when you're flying your drone and there's a hijacking attempt.
So there's like a signature.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So one of them is a sudden loss of
Control?
control.
Right, which I did. If
Immediate
you saw
control.
that,
Lose
it just,
control.
those were not my movements. I even went back and reviewed the gimbal settings of where my thumbs were at on the controls. They're completely not my movements.
So you were moving the drone one way, and the drone was going a different way.
It was completely out of control.
Wow. So another indicator is that the return to home message will suddenly pop up, and you received that message as well.
I did, but it was expected, and I kind of thought that maybe it would come up. When it did, I actually canceled it. It came up, and because I thought, okay, I didn't want the drone to go down any further than it was, because I have the return to home set to about 130 feet. And if you saw when I was flying up, we were about 380 feet above where we started. Unfortunately, when we got up to the point where the road was in the Red Rocks, it's still recording that elevation, but we were only maybe like 50 to 75 feet off the ground. So if I would have let it do its own return to home, I think that it would have stopped before it hit the ground because of the ground sensing.
Okay, the sensing.
But I just didn't want to chance it, and so I canceled it. And as soon as I canceled it and I turned around is when I lost control.
You lost control. Well, that is an indicator because, yeah, the interruption of the signal.
Okay. And I did notice too, and I think that maybe everybody, if you've watched the video, and you may have to rewind it and watch a little bit closer, there seemed to be a little bit of video interference.
That is correct. That's another indicator.
Oh.
The video, the choppy images of video.
It wasn't really choppy, but there were lines.
Right.
You could tell there was some sort of interference going
Right.
on.
Well, that's what I meant by choppy.
Okay.
So, because if you look at the footage, the image is super clear, and then suddenly it's a little bit not so clear. It's a little, as you say, with lines.
Yeah, I mean, it was just completely crazy, and I had to clean out my shorts because I mean that when I saw it just go like that and it went down, and then pretty soon, I mean, I was below the road.
You were right there.
Oh boy, look at me, I'm shaking already.
I was scared. I thought you were going to crash. Yeah. But you did phenomenal, by the way.
Well,
you did great. Now,
and
the last indicator.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry,
The
go ahead.
last indicator is also a sudden change in velocity and distance of the drone itself. In other words, you're flying along at a certain speed and altitude, and then suddenly you lose control, and then it's just, when it comes back up, it's just really weird.
Oh, okay.
Those
Because I did, if you notice that all of those movements that it did, because there was a very large parking lot, if you were looking away, it was to the left of the drone. Well, then when it spun around to the left, when I was trying to bring it home, and then it went over and it almost went in, then it went right over the parking lot. Now, granted, I didn't tell it to do that.
You were flying away from
well, at
people
that point,
on
I wasn't
purpose.
flying at all.
No, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but look, if this happens to you and you're in a situation where it's going to be dangerous for other people, that was the first thing on my mind, is that were there cars, were there people that I was going to crash into? My number one response was to get that drone on the ground. And so by trying to move it away from that parking lot off into an area where there were no people, that's what I was concentrating on. Mm-hmm. It just so happened that I must have gotten far enough away from the interference that the drone just snapped out of it like flipping a switch.
Because the further you got away from the parking lot and the people and the cars, it seemed like a switch. Suddenly you got control again.
I had full control and it was completely stable.
And the video quality got better.
It was perfect. I mean, there was a little bit of interference on the way out, but the further we got away from the parking lot, the better it got. Now, DJI, I'm going to assume this because I've seen other people online talk about this, about sending your flight recorder data, not the video per se, but the drone actually keeps a log of everything, like where you had your fingers, how fast it was going, where it went. All of that, like the signal strength, everything is stored within that drone. So I downloaded the software last night. I'm going to hook it up to the drone. I'm going to download that file, and I'm going to see if DJI can look at the flight data and tell me if they feel that the drone was being hacked.
Yeah, I would be very interested to learn what they tell you about that.
And if so, if they say, oh yeah, you had some serious interference, then we can pretty much say, yeah, that there was somebody sitting in that parking lot and they were trying to use the hacks that you're talking about to interfere with that drone. And hopefully either crash it. And those drones are pretty sturdy. When you crash them, usually the only thing you have to replace or repair are the props.
Oh, wow.
And because I've seen some videos online of people crashing these DJI Mavic Airs into trees at full speed. And they just bounce off, land on the ground, and the biggest thing they had was just like a chipped prop.
Wow, and those props, you can just buy them and replace them.
Yeah, $9 for a set of props. I will not be crashing our drone into a tree, nor will I want to go and crash it into a road. But with that said, when we get the information on what DJI, if they do provide that service, I think we should come back here and we'll show just that short clip in another video of it freaking out and then telling everybody what we found out.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Share with everyone
Yep.
what we discover at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that said, thank you very much for watching this special episode of Living in Sin. And if
you
you
for
keep
joining.
watching, we'll keep
We'll keep flying.
and we'll keep living in sin.
And we'll keep living in sin. Yeah.
Even though we're married. All right, folks. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.